No problem. Jacek was with us. You heard what you can do with lasers, ladies and gentlemen. I call you to use our official platform for contacting all your partners, all the people you want to work with in the future, and of course, try to see in agenda what will be happening quite soon in the side events. So thank you for joining us at this V Summit. We carry on with keynote speeches, ladies and gentlemen, with a lovely gentleman who finished university in Maribor, but he loves all the countries of the world because he likes cloud-based security. And the biggest problem is always make it easier, make it faster, make it reliable, so he knows everything about it. Andrei Češek is with us. Good morning, good day, Andrei.
Hello, good morning and good day to all who are participating to this great event. And thank you for inviting me for this spectacular event. Thank you.
No problem. We like people who know things, so we always call the best among the best. Hikvision is with us for years as a partner and a sponsor sometimes. Andrei, are you ready for your presentation?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'll be the guy who will just confirm that it's shared. Just put it on sharing screen, and when everything is prepared, you may carry on.
Okay, I share my screen. Do you see it?
Wait a second. Now you're fully operating. Go.
Great. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Once again, let me introduce just in one sentence. My name is Andrei Češek, and I have more than 21 years of experience in security business. And for last 3 years, I am honored to work for a company, Hikvision, as pre-sales engineer responsible for Adriatic region. As you all know, that world is developing very rapidly. In the modern world, you need to be fast, reliable, and efficient, especially in security business. When providing security service, like maintenance of security systems, especially technical security systems, security companies meet a lot of issues and challenges how to provide efficient service to their clients. New trends are cloud-based security solutions, which provides efficient remote management and monitoring of that installed security systems like fire alarm systems, intrusion alarm systems, video surveillance, access control, and all other technical surveillance systems which are in security business. That's why I decided for today's presentation to make a short presentation of cloud-based security solution, which can help to security companies makes business easier and more effective and help them expanding their business and of course quality of service. But first, what is the goal in security business? From one side we have security company, and on another side we have a site owner, a customer. Main goal of security company is of course to win a business, to win a project, and to install equipment and to earn money. After the system is installed, the main goal is to sign a contract with customer for maintenance of security systems. This is one of the most important part, maintenance of the security systems. And then quality of service. Quality of service is very important and during the maintenance time. The main goal is also satisfied customer. If customer is satisfied, this is actually the best reference we can get for further projects, for expanding our business. And of course, this is the next goal, expanding the business. And of course, profit. Profit is very important because if we get money, earn money, we can invest into further development of the company and further growth of the company. On the other side, what's the goal of the site owner or client or customer, however you call it? Actually, the main goal is to get a quality security system which will protect his property and people throughout the life cycle of the security system. And of course, he would like to sign also a contract with security company for maintenance of security system. And what is the most important thing is a trust. It's a trust between the client and the installer company, security company, because actually the client rely on the security system which installer install it and also maintain it. But how it's in reality, in real life? You have installer of security company on one side and end user. Installer install the system, and after installation is finished, takeover of the system is done. And then usually it's suggested to sign a contract for maintenance of the system. Of course, when contract is signed, security company has obligation to maintain the system, and the system will work all the time of the life cycle, quality and reliable must be. So in standard situation, the main issue is that security company has or installer has no access to the remote site, which is maintaining. So he get no clue what is happening on the location during maintenance. And of course, the only person who spots any issues is the client. But the client is not an expert. And usually when he find out that there is a problem, he tried to explain to installer what's wrong with the system, but usually he cannot explain with the real words. So it's for installer difficult to target a problem and get useful information. So we have inefficient communication between the client and installer. Of course, then is another issue, no remote management. Installer, of course, cannot check what is happening on the location or connect to the remote site remotely. So in the case that the problem cannot be solved, at the end, installer must send technician to the location, and it doesn't matter if he need to travel 10 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 200, 500 kilometers. Installer must go to the site, solve the issue, but of course, this will cost his time, energy, and money, which is the most important. And for security company, that means additional costs, additional manpower is needed that he will able to achieve better performance. And for the site owner, that means he will be unsatisfied because the problem will not be solved on time. A lot of time happens that the security company doesn't have enough resources, enough manpower, and then must say to the client, sorry, we cannot solve your issue this week. Only for 1 week we can solve it. So of course, client will be unhappy with that. And also he will lose trust and confidence to the installer. So this is very important to know. And why not make it simple? With new technologies, which I will describe it today, we can solve these issues with cloud-based security solutions. But first, before I go deep into the cloud solution, I would just like make brief history of development of technical security solutions. Throughout the history, security companies or installers tried to find different solutions how to get control over remote sites. As I explained before, I am in this business more than 21 years. That means actually I will start to work in previous century. It looks funny, but okay, let's say before year 2000. At that time, we make installations of analog cameras. We make installations of time-lapse video recorders. New generations even don't know what that is. And when we left the site, we didn't know what's happening on the location, if the system is working or not. Also with other systems, access control, alarm panels, also we didn't get any feedback, what is going on. Except from alarm panels, we could get any information to security center over analog phone line with contact ID protocol, that any informations. But also if somebody break the line, we still didn't get any monitoring what is going on with the location. So in early years of 2000, first IP solutions were developed, first DVRs, first IP cameras. But the problem was software of these devices was not mature, was not developed yet to make good connection remote. Also, it was hard to get fixed IP addresses. So we were trying to improvise somehow. Of course, You need to open a lot of ports to get maybe remote connection. So a lot of problems. And after years were passing, around 2005 or 1 year before or after, we developed first IP communicators to control the monitor communication between the site and alarm receiving centers. Also, for video surveillance, we start to use DDNS connection, that we were able to remotely connect to the remote site with dynamic IP address. So we try to solve in this way. But of course, you need a lot of knowledge, a lot of IT knowledge for technicians, and this was hard to achieve. Of course, when years were passing and new technologies were coming, uh, near when, for example, smartphones came available, also first cloud solutions developed. Manufacturers of alarm systems, I think they were first who were starting to use cloud-based solution to access remotely to the location and to receive alarms over the cloud to the alarm receiving centers, and also on the mobile phone. Then first apps were developed. A few years later, also for video surveillance, first applications around year 2014 or 15, first cloud solutions for video surveillance start to develop. And of course, after that, it went rapidly, development went rapidly on. And that's why today cloud service is very popular and becoming more and more popular. But what are main advantages of cloud service? It's hosted service and it's easy implementation. What does this mean? Installer and client don't need to invest into any infrastructure. That means infrastructure is in the cloud somewhere around. We have cloud service providers which provide us direct connection to their cloud. We just need to pay some fee. We need the application on the mobile phone and on laptop, register to the cloud, and we can use it. And what is also important, cloud is using peer-to-peer to communication, and we don't need to do any port forwarding or open any ports. And this is better for security and also easier for installers to do easy installation. What else? We don't need any static IPs. We can use dynamic IPs on the sites. Then accessibility 24/7, because in the cloud, there are different servers spread around the world. If any of these servers fail to work, the others will take over the work. And that means the system is available all the time. This is very important. Then highly flexibility and scalability is also important. Actually, you buy only modules which you need, and after you need some upgrades, you can buy additional modules. Always all up to date. Also, actually, cloud-based service provider provides updates for the system to provide better performance and security. Also, cloud provider of cloud service must meet some certain standards and criteria to get proper certificates and to take care for security upgrades. But now let's go to the concept of the cloud-based security solution. First, installer install the technical alarm systems like CCTV, alarm system, access control, video intercoms. These are basics security systems. Also, there are others. All these devices must be able to connect to the cloud, must support clouds. And then when we connect these devices to the cloud, the end user must install on his mobile phone special application with which he can register to the cloud server. And through that, he will be able to access to all his devices. And what are benefits? He will get alarm notifications from the alarm systems, pop-up alarms, technical alarms, if fault alarms of the system. He will do live view and of the video system and also do playback to check recordings on the NVR or DVR. He will also monitor access control, and he can also receive any intercom calls on his mobile phone, which were redirected over the company directly to him. Of course, if he would like to have maintenance of the system, he will sign contract with a security company, and security company need to install special application on his mobile phone or his laptop, or use web access and register to the cloud server for installer part. Then, of course, end user will grant permissions to installer. Of course, he can limit these permissions to access to his site to all these devices. And then installer, of course, will have benefit to have remote access, to have health monitoring of all status of all devices. He will be able to change remote configuration of all devices. Also, he can do user management. He can add users to alarm system, video system. He can delete users. He can add credentials to access control and so on. And even he don't need to travel on site. This is the most important part. Then the next part, we have ARC, Alarm Receiving Center. Also, alarm receiving centers are now already using cloud service to access or monitor the remote sites. With alarm receiving centers, we can do integration with third-party receiver stations. We can do linkage, video and alarm events. And of course, what is important also, ARC does not need to have static IP because its communication is peer-to-peer. And the last, cloud storage, is also becoming more and more popular. As you know, before you were using on your mobile phone, everybody are already using cloud storage to save, to do backup of your data, of your photos on the cloud. In a case, if you lose your phone or somebody steal your phone. The same is here in security. Some customers would like to secure their data if somebody steals his recorder, or if the recorder were damaged, that they could have backup in the cloud. So they can easily restore this data. So cloud storage is the next stage, which is also becoming more and more popular. So basically, this is the main structure of the cloud service. What are main benefits of security company? Health monitoring, real-time monitoring. When installer has remote access to the site, he can easily get notifications of any trouble, of alarms on his mobile phone app or web portal or any other applications, depend of the cloud provider. Of course, he can then easily check the status of the trouble and decides if he need to travel on the site or if he can solve this issue remotely. This is very important. Second benefit, of course, remote connection. With remote connection, installer can easily change some configuration, solve troubles remotely. For example, if user also demand add some new users into alarm system or add some credentials to access control, installer don't need to travel on the site. He can do quickly that remotely, just with few clicks. And that's one of the biggest benefits of this cloud-based security solutions. And the next benefit, management, easy management of all sites. I draw here one pyramid. If you can see on the top, you have security manager, then you have technicians and sites locations. When your business is growing, you are starting to lose overview of the sites. That means you will lose overview what is happening with the locations, and this is not good for expanding the business. Security manager can, how to say, manage all technicians and all sites. He can assign credentials and locations to technician, for which he is responsible, and this technician will then be able to remotely connect to all sites for which he get assignment, and of course he will be monitoring them, do remote connection, change configuration remotely, and so on. What is also important, security manager can overview status of all what's happening with the site. If any problems is not solved, it can easily warn the technician, please solve this. And this is the main thing, to have a control over all sites for which you need to do maintenance. Okay, I mentioned how to say all three benefits: health monitoring, remote access, and easy management. What is next? Audit trial. Audit trial is also very important. On the cloud, all activities in the cloud are recorded. Who log in to which site at what time? What was who doing in the configuration? This is for safety, that someone will not abuse the system, and for security reasons. So later, a manager or also the site owner can check which technician do any changes in the system, or what he was doing on the location. This is very important. And also, no need for any additional infrastructure or equipment, because it's cloud. You only need pay fee, register to the cloud, and you can already use it. Benefit of ARC, alarm receiving centers. As I already mentioned, traditionally you're getting alarms in traditional way over analog phone line, over internet with special communicators. But with cloud service, you can easily monitor status if the location is online or offline. You can also do easy video verification of alarms. That means you can do combination, integration, convergence with different security systems for the alarm receiving centers. And what is also important, don't need static public IP, don't need open ports, which means higher security. And third-party integration. Benefits of client, site owner. Of course, besides all benefits I mentioned before, easy remote access. No need to open the network, no need for static IP. Applications are very easy to use, and remote control is very easy. Client can do easily live view playback, receive alarms, notification of different faults, and so on. So he can also control permissions to installer or security company. This is important because depends how client trust to the installer. He can give him permanent access or limited access, and also to which devices. So he has the main control of that. Audit trial. Also, he gets informations. He can check logs, who was doing on his system. This is important. Troubles from installers are solved quickly. This is one of the crucial parts. Installer always want the troubles are solved quickly and quality. And of course, lower costs. If the installer solve all issues or demands or changes remotely, he don't need to travel on site. That means there are lower costs for maintenance of the whole system. And of course, the site owner is happy, and he knows that all the time that his property is secured. For the last, at the end, I leave, what about security? I left this for the last slide. In the past, people were skeptic about this kind of solutions, but when more and more manufacturers support this kind of solutions, and also people use it in private use, how to say, people are more and more trusting to this technology, and are becoming more and more interesting to this technology. So security of cloud-based system solution is very important, and manufacturers of products applies all kind of encryption technologies inside of this platform. First, what is important? Security between device and cloud platform and appliance. We use HTTPS, TLS protocols for private and secure data transmission. We use AES, RSA encryption for stream encryption. And of course, peer-to-peer technology is used for a secure link without needed of port mapping or routing, and avoids of exposing port to the public internet. The next thing, data encryption. Data encryption ensures that personal informations like mobile phones, emails, credentials are encrypted and are not leaking outside of the platform. And for the end, also what is important, cloud platform which is used for this purpose must meet certain security standards for cloud platform, like CSA, ISO, ACP, SOVA, or any other standards. So cloud platform must be certified that people will trust and the site will be trusted. So I think I came to the end. As for conclusion, I hope I presented clearly. In the world, there is a lot of manufacturers which are developing very nice cloud platforms and solutions for for their products, and in the future, I think this market will grow rapidly. If this kind of cloud solution were available 10, 15 years ago when I was on the installer side, I would be happy to have it. But unfortunately, or luckily, now it's available. So thank you from me. Thank you for listening to me. So this is all from me. Thank you.
Hvala, thank you so much, Andrej. It's so nice to see a guy who works for Hikvision, likes hiking, and uses his head in clouds all the time because he's Slovenian. So I'm confident that you said everything right. You're the cloud guy. So, dear Andrej, you have a huge hello from Croatia. Your colleagues are writing down whatever you said. But now we have 2 questions for you if you're ready, okay?
Okay.
So, the first question says, how do we ensure timely alerts in case of security breach?
Actually, server in the cloud is all the time online. It has backup servers, so the cloud service provider provides to work 24/7 reliable. And for the trouble which happens on the site, we can set time, or it will be sent this trouble in a matter of minutes, in a matter of seconds, or in a matter of hours. We can decide time period at what time this trouble will be sent over the cloud to the client.
So even on Balkans, it works on Sundays as well, right?
Yes, it works 24/7.
Oh, that's great. Another question is also quite easy, and it's a question from professionals. Can you appraise the role of personal training and education on cloud security?
Can you repeat that question? I didn't hear it.
So you just do yes, yes, yes.
Yes, of course. I mean, if you can repeat the question.
Of course. Can you appraise the role of personal training and education on cloud security?
If we can do it, yes, we can do it for our solutions, yes.
So do we need 1,000 certificates to do that, or?
For the education, we don't need 1,000 certificates, but for the cloud service providers need certificates if they want to offer this solution to the clients and installers.
So good. If they have any more questions, I will tell them to type you over the Connect2B platform. So thank you for being with us and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thanks.
Bye.